Well, one of the things that you showed the world, Larsa, is your OnlyFans account. I mean,
Oh my
let
gosh.
me let me just be jealous of this. Just can I just like live vicariously through you for 5 minutes? I mean,
Sure. I can share with you. I'll share with you, David. It's all yours.
thank you. I mean, $10,000 a day, like, can I just relish in that for a minute?
I mean, honestly, it's a platform where basically you get to engage with your fans. You get to, be who you are. There's not really haters on that platform. I haven't witnessed any. I just feel like the people that follow you really want to see, how you're navigating, what you're doing, what your life is behind the scenes. And so for me, I've had a great, experience on OnlyFans. I've made money. It's been fun. I've gotten a chance to get to know my followers. So it's been a win-win for me on the platform.
And you describe them as your friends. So, right, you get a lot less hate and like, on there than other platforms.
Yeah, it's just like it's like people that really want to see you win. I mean, they do want to see your feet. Occasionally they do want to see your body, but they come with that energy where they want to see you win. And that's what it's about.
That's why it's called OnlyFans, right? It makes complete sense.
Right. It's called OnlyFans because there are no haters on the platform.
What about people, listen, you've made it clear that it is just your friends. Sometimes they want to see your feet, but like how do you handle when someone does want to take it inappropriate, as they do even on Instagram, people want
I
to take things in an
I
inappropriate
mean,
manner.
listen, I get it. I get it. Everyone, feels comfortable in different situations. I am not one to judge anyone. I basically I'm like my conversations with my friends on OnlyFans are basically like, how's your day? What are you doing? I have guys on there that are literally truck drivers and they're literally like, hey, I'm driving from Indiana to like Michigan or driving to, California. And I'm like, oh my God, be safe. Like it's a great relationship. I don't have time to date right now because I'm so consumed with like thousands of guys that are on OnlyFans. If I miss dating someone, I just go on OnlyFans and I get all the love I need.
I love it. What about, what advice would you give someone, that's out there listening, man or woman that wants to start out and like wants to start an OnlyFans and, maybe one day get to a $10,000 a day and have all these friends? Like, what advice would you give someone?
I think try it and just post content that you're comfortable with. There's no harm in it. You're responsible for your own platform. So I just feel like why not try it?
I agree. Like, try it. And like you said, there's no haters on there. But why do you think some of your, colleagues like Adriana, Alexia, why do some of your friends have an issue with your OnlyFans existence?
I feel like a lot of them are not, up to par when it comes down to social media platforms. I feel like there's so many different platforms that have started off, with the stigma or whatnot, and have basically evolved into the platform they are today. And so for me, I feel like you are responsible for what you post. You can post sexual sexual photos on Instagram. Your content can be sexy on Instagram. So why not post on a platform where you basically get to, enjoy the perks of it? You own your own platform. So you should, you work hard for your photos. Like I enjoy taking photos. I should be paid for my photos.
I love it. Who would you think would be the most successful on OnlyFans out of your castmates if you were gonna groom someone? And who do you think? I mean, I'm sure they would all like to do it, but who do you think would have the most success?
I feel like Lisa would because she is a great twerker. So I feel like if she did a couple twerk videos, she would kill it.
I would have said Lisa as well.
Hmm.
How do you get along? Like, who did you bond with the most out of, the people that you haven't filmed with, like Lisa and Guerdy and Julia,
I mean, I
Nicole?
feel like I got along well with all, the whole cast. I feel like I'm like a girl's girl. I cheer for all the women. I want all of them to win. So I really didn't come into the show thinking like, oh, I'm going to bond better with one person. I feel like I have different relationships with all the girls. So, I was open to all the women.
What has been the biggest high about this whole experience being back? Like, what's the best thing that's happened as a result of it?
Now I have an excuse like, hey guys, I have to go to dinner and film. Like when I talk to my kids, I'm like, oh my God, I love you guys so much, but I have to go to work tonight and I'll be back in 2 hours. So it's like I have an excuse to hang out with my girlfriends.
I love it. What about, there's been so much talk this season about Alexia and, her whole storyline and, the fact that she's like reconnecting with Herman's, you know, lover, ex-lover. There's been
Mm.
such a visceral reaction amongst the fans. Like some people are loving this storyline. Some people are like, oh my God, why are you talking about him? He's not here. Like, why do you think there's such a visceral reaction to Alexia and her storyline?
I feel like when someone is passed on, sometimes it's like a touchy situation to like go back and expose things that that person wasn't comfortable exposing. I don't know. I just feel like when there's family involved and he has kids, it's just a sensitive situation.
Now, Marysol has made it very clear that she doesn't think she could handle this, that if she found out that, any ex of hers was gay, she doesn't think she could go and meet their ex-lover. You're single now, so maybe like a future husband or Scottie, like anyone that you've been with, like if you found out one of your husbands was gay, and then would you really want to go meet his ex-lover?
I personally would not. I'm super competitive. I would probably like push him like down the stairs or something. Like, how do you compete with that? You can't. So no, I personally would not want to, go meet with him. I just wouldn't do that.
I don't blame you. Like, who wants to meet their ex's ex or current whatever, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not good with that. I wouldn't want to meet anyone's like, if my husband left me or we broke up and he's moved on to someone else, I'm moving on too. I'm not going to go back and try to rehash that situation.
Me too. Like, door is closed. Let's just move on in
Yeah,
life,
moving on. Why
people.
do you want to live in your past?
Seriously. And like you said, you don't regret anything. So like everything happens for a reason, right?
Totally, yeah.
What about, I know Alexia is going through a lot now. And like we saw, this whole thing with her son. Like, have you talked to Alexia since this whole thing came out with her son and being
Yeah, I
charged?
reached out. I reached out to her. I sent her a text basically saying like, I love you. I'm so proud of you for navigating through like, all this stuff. And it's not easy when you have kids that have gone through so much. So I definitely reached out to her.
Did you hear her back? Like, is she okay?
Yeah, no, she literally was like, I love you. Thank you, my friend, for reaching out. Everyone's doing their best. I feel like that's all you can do in a situation like that. It's not her fault. It's just bad luck, I guess.
Absolutely. What about, did you go to her wedding? Like, did you guys all go to her wedding?
You'll have to see the show and see what happens at the wedding. It was amazing.
Was it?
I'm joking. You'll have to see. You have to
Okay.
wait and see.
What about, listen, I mean, we have our first cast out lesbian housewife in the history of Housewives, Julia.
Mhm.
I mean, how nice is it? And Bravo does such a great job in Peacock, with like diversity and inclusion. Like, how great is it to be a part of the cast that, it really is a historic moment. Like, as a member of the gay community myself, I mean, it's kind of a big deal.
No, I feel like this cast is so diverse and it's like very open. I feel like no one really judges you for things that other cities, I'm sure, judge you for. It's great to be in a place where, you're loved for who you are. And there's not a better feeling than that. And it's great. I mean, the girls are all so different, and Julia brings such a different aspect to the show. Like shooting with her every day was like, I swear we had so many conversations about all the women were going to be lesbians by the end of the show. I was like, I promise all the women are going to be lesbians by the time the show is done, because they all fell in love with her and her personality. So I was like, it's just an open, friendly cast. And it's just Miami. I think it's just very open-minded.
I mean, and I have to say, like, when I heard she was part of the cast, I figured, we would get maybe one visit by Martina, maybe two, but like Martina is part of this show. Like, wow. Like, what is it like filming with Martina Navratilova? I mean, she's a freaking icon.